Welcome to the sixth lie about grief and your heartbreak. And I think this is probably my favourite one to talk about because I used this so much. And I even remember telling some ex-boyfriends in the midst of their heartbreak, just wait for time to heal you. Um, and I know that I've wasted so much of my life waiting for time. And I think that's probably why I'm really passionate about number six, because I don't want you to waste any more time like I wasted decades waiting for this mythical creature called time to just come and knock on my door, expecting that when I opened it, that time would stand there and say, right, you're healed, time to move on, get on now, leave that heartbreak behind. But of course it didn't happen. And so I really want you to, um, if anything, just not repeat what I did, and wait. And if you already have waited decades, don't waste another one, or don't waste another week before you really start looking at the idea that maybe time hasn't healed you, and that all that's happened is you either replace the loss, like line number two that I spoke about, or that you have um, picked up a habit that could be that you've picked up a hobby, should I say, that has become your habit to distract yourself. And when you stop doing that hobby, which is the kind of the one about yesterday, which is keeping busy. When you stop keeping busy, when you stop that distraction, it hits you. That pain hits you, or that whatever it is. For me, it used to be a hollow feeling, empty. And for everybody, it's different how you feel. And I know that my biggest distraction was really bad relationships, and I really thank God that I'm not doing that anymore. And I thank this work actually as well. I believe one led to the other anyhow, but that's just my personal belief system. Um, and I know that that wasted time is not something I'm interested in doing anymore, and that I want to, really try and help as many people as I can to recover, because you are allowed to recover, and you're allowed to reclaim a life for yourself, no matter how long it's been since you feel you had one, no matter how long you've waited and the answers haven't come. Or like me, if you are like me, you might have tried loads and loads of things. I mean, I spent a lot of my time and a lot of money I didn't have trying to seek out the answers to my emptiness. um, I'm glad I did the things that I did, actually, in hindsight. But had I found this work first, I think I probably could have shortcut a lot of that. And really, this work is nothing miraculous or special. It's just that it's a different education, and I know that this is something I also feel passionate about, in helping young people to really realise that these lies about grief that have been told to them by their well-meaning loved ones and friends and backed up by society, that actually they don't work. And so if they don't work, what do you do instead, and what can you do instead that actually might work? But before we even go there, you've got to get to really know what these lies are. And so yesterday we looked at keeping busy, and the reason it's said to us is because it's keep busy whilst waiting for time to heal you, because it leads on to the next one. Just time heals all wounds. Just give it time. You won't feel the same this time next year. You won't feel the same. One day you'll look back and you'll realize it was for the best, or whatever euphemisms are given to you around this topic of time. They're all relying on this time constraint, or this time lie, to heal you, and it doesn't. It really doesn't. The few people that might argue with me in the past in workshops, or if I've done talks, um, what they actually meant, what they realised they'd done, is distract, and that they thought that time had healed them. Whereas in fact, if we took the distraction away, the pain would be there. Obviously, we can get different perspectives in time, but to wait for time to heal you, I'm not saying that time doesn't give you other perspectives, time doesn't give you that chance to reflect, But time itself cannot heal your heartbreak. You have to take actions, you have to deal emotionally with what happened to you. Otherwise, you're just going to stay trapped or distracted in this loop that just goes on and on and on and on until I don't know when. And for a lot of people, forever. And it's really not necessary. And if you are still in pain and you know that there's still something going on months, weeks, months, years later, you know that time hasn't healed you. And just to wait for this time to come along and fix you, which is what it's basically saying, is like saying, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to take any action. I'm just going to sit around until the day magically comes where, like, boom, I'm sorted. And it's the reality is that's just not going to happen. It really takes digging deep and doing something different to what you might have done before, having the courage to do it, investing in that self-care, giving yourself that self-love to really start doing something else other than relying on more time. Because all that happens is it passes and it passes and it passes. And before a year's gone, another 2 years have gone, and you actually haven't felt any different. You don't feel any different. You're still reacting in the same way. You're still relying on the same strategies. You're still doing the same things. You're feeling the same way. Underneath, like I said before, you might have got really good at distracting yourself and brought into those distractions, but actually underneath that, how are you? How is the heart? How is the mind? Notice I put the mind after heart because it has to be that way. You have to sort your heart out before you sort your head out. In order to get really clear thoughts about something, you've got to have a really clear heart, and it really starts that way round. You can't fix your heart with your head. You have to sort your head out, if that's what you want to do, by sorting your heart out. So this idea that there's this thing that's got to happen up here in order to change is also a lie. It has to come from emotional well-being, working through your heartbreak, and really digging deep and doing something different for a change. So if you're still waiting for time to heal you, I suggest that actually what plans have you got in place in case it doesn't? Have you thought about what you might do if let's say you set yourself a time limit, right? If by this time I'm still not feeling any different, what am I going to do? Because I reckon that you might not have done that. I reckon that you might be waiting for, I don't know, this person to change, that situation to change, these set of events to occur, that set of events to occur, rather than your inner set of self changing, rather than what am I doing differently? How am I going to do this differently? What am I changing about me? Because we all do the outside as a go-to, but what if it's about doing the inside first? And so not going to the outside and waiting for time, but doing you first, and then the things will change on the outside. So if you are still waiting for time, I ask you to please do something other than wait for time to heal you. And I don't mean just go and get another partner or go and get another, whatever it is, another pet or whatever it is that you're doing, the things that you're really heartbroken about, they haven't gone away. And you really could do with clearing up the previous pain before you go into a new relationship or a new situation, because otherwise, when the next relationship goes wrong, all the other stuff that you went through, that you distracted yourself with the new partner with, will just land on their doorstep and your doorstep. You're not giving yourself the best chance, let alone anyone else. So, and that's the same in any heartbreak. So I hope that helps. I hope that I've given you a bit of a shake up about waiting for time, because I think it really does take a bit of a kind of a bit of a shake up to realize that time isn't going to heal you of itself. It gives you different perspectives, maybe when in a few years later, but it certainly doesn't heal you. You have to take your own actions to do that, and that's what makes the difference. All right, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.